Hola YouTube, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Darieny, and if you're new here, bienvenidos. In this video I am going to be talking about PCOS. You guys know that I suffer from PCOS. A lot of people actually don't know what PCOS is, so I am going to be giving some general information about PCOS and also my experience as well. Before I start this video, let me just say I am not a professional. I am going to be sharing with you information that I found out from trying to understand my condition, and also based on information that I got from my doctor, as well as some information that I also found online. This is actually a video that I wanted to make last month because September is also PCOS awareness month, but I did not have the time in my schedule to make this video. And one of the reasons why I'm making this video is because PCOS is actually very common amongst females, and is one of those things that affect a lot of females, and a lot of people don't even know what PCOS is. So I'm going to start by talking about my experience first. Since pretty much puberty, I had issues with my weight. When I lived in Guatemala, actually, I didn't have much problems with my weight. If anything, the main problem that I had is that I felt like my body was a little bit too muscular for being a girl, and that's because growing up I played soccer. But I came to the States, and I've noticed that when I came to the States, I don't know if it was the food that I was eating, but I've noticed that since puberty I started having some issues. So eventually my mom took me to our family provider, and the doctor pretty much told us that I was overweight. And from very early on, she actually suggested that one way of me controlling my weight was putting me on birth control. So I started birth control from a very young age. I have tried a lot of birth control, and trust me, when I said I have tried a lot of birth control, I have tried a whole lot of birth control. And that's why about 3 years ago I made the decision to stop putting my body through hormones. I think we'll get to that at some point in this video, but like I said, the doctor suggested to put me on birth control to monitor my weight. So that's how pretty much my journey started with birth control. And eventually, after trying a few birth controls, I realized that birth control was not really helping me much when it came to regulating my weight. If anything, I noticed that birth control was giving me more side effects than actually helping me. So when it came to regulating my weight, some birth controls that I was on was just not helping, and that's one of the reasons why my doctor just kept changing and changing birth control, because he was trying to find the right birth control for me. But certain birth controls was making me sick or were giving me skin problems. One of the extreme cases that I had, or that I experienced, was getting acne from using certain birth controls. And looking back now, I wish that when I was changing birth control, maybe I should have taken some time before getting onto something new. But instead, my doctor would just have me stop something and continue something else. And one thing that I would have changed about that was, if I'm going to change to something else, I should have given my body a chance to pretty much get back to normal before starting something else. So yeah, so I think that from going from one thing to another, that affected me a whole lot. So in 2017, I actually found out that I had PCOS. It's actually a interesting story, so if you guys want me to like make a story time video on how I found out, I can do that. But in 2017, I found out that I had PCOS. When I first found out about it, there wasn't much information about PCOS. Literally finding out when I did it was one of those things that in a way it was a little bit traumatic, because I found out that I had PCOS and the doctor pretty much said, hey, you have PCOS, and as a result of that, you are most likely going to have infertility issues. And she pretty much said that there is no cure, and that if I want to help myself, what I had to do was lose weight. So ever since then, I've been trying to lose weight, monitor my weight, and be a little bit more proactive in terms of losing weight. However, because I have PCOS, I have a hormonal imbalance, which makes it a little bit more difficult for me to lose weight. And that was very frustrating. I have tried a lot of different diets, and same thing with birth control. Like I said, I've tried birth control. When I tell you I have tried, who's calling me? My mom is calling me. Yes, mother. So I actually don't even remember where I was at, but I think I was talking about diets, right? I think. Anyway, so when I say I have tried a lot of diets, I have tried a whole lot of different diets, and a lot of things have not worked for me. So I decided that I was going to just try anything and everything possible to lose weight, or at least get to a what's considered healthy weight. Because when people find out how much I weigh, or how much I weighed at my heaviest, people were surprised, because I guess people say that I carry weight well, but just because I carry a weight does not mean it's healthy. But anyway, so yeah, so I tried a lot of diets, a lot of stuff didn't work for me. So I decided that it was best for me to get off birth control and then try different things. And one thing I can say for myself, getting off all those hormones for me was the best decision that I could have done for my body. It helped with my skin, it helped with my mood swings. Pretty much getting off birth control was definitely a better decision than being on birth control. I feel like I gain a lot more advantages being off of birth control than I was when I was on birth control. I don't know if that just made sense, but yeah. So in the last couple of years, I have been able to lose some weight. Obviously not as fast as I wish, but I have lost some weight. I have been able to at least maintain the weight that I have. I still feel like I have some more to go, but like I said, it's not easy, but I am trying my best. And honestly, suffering from PCOS is very frustrating, because the fact that at least when I found out there wasn't a lot of information about it, no, that in itself made it confusing and even more frustrating. But all I can do is pretty much just continue to maintain my weight and just slowly but surely keep trying to lose weight in a healthy way, because I've also tried to lose weight in a very unhealthy way, and obviously that is not the best way to go. So I'm trying to be a little bit more patient with myself and just take my time with my journey. So with that being said, I am going to share some information. I printed out some stuff because I don't necessarily want to say like the wrong thing, because this is important. So I printed out some stuff and I made some little notes on the side as well, so just bear with me. All right, so I'm going to be reading this information, so I'll be looking away from the camera. So what is PCOS? That is literally one of the #1 questions. And PCOS is Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome, or they just call it Polycystic Ovary Syndrome. So Polycystic Ovary Syndrome, PCOS, is typically characterized by irregular periods or periods, or by no menstrual cycles at all. PCOS is a hormonal disorder causing enlarged ovaries with small cysts on the outer edges. Women with PCOS typically have multiple cysts in their ovaries caused by an overproduction of hormones called androgen. Around 50% of women with this disorder are overweight or obese. Common symptoms include acne, I can never say this word, but it means excessive hair, well, excessive hairness, male pattern baldness, problems with getting pregnant or infertility. PCOS can be genetic or it can come from environmental factors. That right there, I could never understand. Honestly, from my humble opinion, and this is, I guess, me, this might be a conspiracy theory that I may have, but I feel like part of those environmental factors could be birth control or hormones in the foods that we eat. That's just my reasoning for it. I could be wrong. I don't know. Women with PCOS, particularly when its symptoms are not managed, may also be at greater risk for heart disease, and I can never say this word also, endometrial cancer, diabetes, and high blood pressure. Treatment can help, but the condition itself cannot be cured. Women with PCOS find that they are able to manage their symptoms and reduce the risk of other medical concerns by controlling their diet or their lifestyle choice. Treatments include birth control pills to regulate periods, metformin to prevent diabetes, another word that I cannot pronounce, statins to control high blood pressure, and hormones to increase fertility, and procedures to remove excess hair. So one of the main recommendations for PCOS is diet or lifestyle change. And you may be wondering, how does diet help with that? Well, let me tell you. Women with PCOS are often found to have higher than normal insulin levels. Insulin is a hormone that's produced by your pancreas. It helps the cells in your body turn sugar into energy. If you don't produce enough insulin, your blood sugar levels can rise. This can also happen if you're insulin resistant, which means that you are not able to use the insulin that you do produce effectively. If you are insulin resistant, your body may try to pump out higher levels of insulin in effort to keep your blood sugar levels normal. Too high levels of insulin can cause your ovaries to produce more androgen, such as testosterone. Insulin resistance may also be caused by having body mass index above the normal range. Insulin resistance can make it harder to lose weight, which is why women with PCOS often experience this issue. All right, you guys, so my camera just died on me, so I had to change the battery, and honestly, I don't even remember where I was at. My brain. Okay, so based on what I'm seeing on my notes here, okay, we was talking about how diet affects PCOS pretty much. So yeah, so pretty much the main way to control PCOS is to maintain a healthy diet, lose weight, and pretty much, like they said, lifestyle change. I have tried a lot of diets. One of the best diets that I've noticed has worked for me has been a Mediterranean diet. And if you don't know what that is, just Google it, because I'm not good at explaining a lot of stuff. Also, another diet that successfully worked for me as well was keto. The only thing with keto though, because you eat things that are higher in fat and lower in carbs, I did notice that my face did get a little bit more oily. I have super oily skin. I have acne prone skin, and yeah, eating things that were higher in fat, I realized and I noticed that it makes the oil production in my face a lot worse. So with lifestyle change, yeah, pretty much weight loss, which can be very frustrating honestly, but if you can do it, things can get better. PCOS is not necessarily going to go away, but the symptoms and the side effects will decrease if you have a healthier lifestyle or if you lose weight. So yeah, I don't know what else to add. I want to continue reading this stuff, but a lot of the stuff that I have on my notes is pretty much like diet stuff, or like foods that you can like eat, food high in fiber, lean protein, anti-inflammatory foods, which that's probably why the Mediterranean diet worked for me, because a lot of the things that you consume under the Mediterranean diets are things that have anti-inflammatory factors to it. What I would suggest, instead of me just preaching and preaching and preaching stuff, what I would suggest is maybe Google these diets and see how you feel about it. The most successful way that diets have worked for me is that I pretty much select a diet and I take aspects out of that diet that works for me and make it my own. I don't just follow diets to a T. I take what I like about diets and I incorporate it into my life. It is definitely easier to lose weight when you make it a lifestyle thing than saying, oh my god, I have to be on a diet because I have to lose weight. Oh, and another thing that has worked for me was actually also exercising, and it's the same thing. I like going to the gym. I hate going to the gym alone. So what I started doing was doing exercises that include other people. So sometimes doing like a home workout on an app, or even if you YouTube videos of workouts. I like to dance, so I do dancing workout tutorials. Like I watch dancing tutorials for workouts and stuff on YouTube. I tried to go for walks and stuff like that. I know for sure that I will go to the gym more if I had a gym partner. That's just how it is, because I know myself. But what else has worked for me? I cannot think at the moment, because I just ate. So I'm like, I'm trying to think of things that have also worked for me, but I can't think at the moment. I should have made notes of it to talk about it more. But if you guys have TikTok, there's this lady that I follow on TikTok that she is like I think she suffered from PCOS, so she gives advice on PCOS and she helps you understand it better, and help you with certain things. Some of the stuff that she talks about I just don't follow. Like I said, I am discovering my own journey, so I'm going on my own journey. But yeah, I don't know if this video was helpful. I had a few interruptions, so like I feel like I was all over the place, which makes me feel like this video could have been all over the place. I hope it wasn't though. I hope that this video was informational. Before I finish, I do want to say the reason why, or a few of the reasons why I made this video is because, one, PCOS affect a lot of women. A lot of women don't know that they have PCOS. So I want to, instead of preach to people, I want to encourage people to just be more proactive about their health. If you have certain things, go and try to find out what it means. Like for example, when I started going to the dermatologist, you know, part of it was excessive hair growth. I had hair, oh, I still do have hair growth in like my chin area, and I learned that that is part of PCOS, excessive hair growth. So you know, if you have something that you have a question about, try to find out, talk to your doctor. If you don't have a doctor, at least get a PCP or primary care provider to, you know, answer some of your questions. Just be proactive about your physical health, be proactive about your mental health. It is important. Be on top of your health. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it right here because I don't want to get too preachy. But if you enjoyed this video, leave this video a thumbs up. Comment down below if you suffer from PCOS. Let me know down below. If you have any input or something to add to this video, commenting down below. And if you're not subscribed already, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Ciao.